Hi everyone and welcome back to Yemide's Kitchen, a YouTube channel, a place where we talk about recipes, meal preps, kitchen organization and all things food. Today on our channel we're going to be making a really simple but easy onion and tomato salad. Now this recipe is commonly made in different places in East Africa, especially places like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, but it's one of my favorite recipes and I want to show you how to make it. So you're going to need some tomatoes, cucumbers, onion. Usually they use red onion, but I'm going to be using shallots and spring onions today. You're going to need a lemon, black pepper, chilies, and some parsley. First things first is you want to cut and dice your cucumber into really small pieces so it just like fits into your mouth when you eat it. So I am going to be making a portion for just one person. So I'm going to be using sort of like a quarter cucumber, and I'm going to be using 2 medium-sized tomatoes for this particular recipe. But obviously if you want more recipe for more people, then definitely use as many tomatoes and cucumbers as you'd prefer. So what I really like about this particular salad is just the fact that it really goes with everything. So you can have it as a side with some rice, some plantain, stew, pasta, like literally whatever you want to eat. Couscous, bulgari, whatever you want to eat, you can have it with. I've never actually had it alone on its own, but I believe that you can definitely have it as a dish itself. So maybe something for lunch or a light dinner. Could be really nice actually. Thing is I'm going to cut and dice my tomatoes. So I'm going to cut them up in the same sizes as the cucumber or very similar sizes. You want to cut them into little bite-sized pieces so it's easy for you to eat as well. So I'm just going to chop them up really quickly. You can also definitely add some fresh, like chopped mixed bell peppers. So you can add the green ones, red ones, yellow ones. If you want to add sort of like extra pop of color, you can definitely do that. But I'm not doing that at the moment. I'm just going to have it really simple tomato and cucumber. I also know that some people add in some chopped avocados into this recipe as well. But this is kind of how I make it, but like, you know, nothing is really set in stone and you really do it according to sort of like how you like it, your taste buds and whatnot. So if you love avocados and want to have it in, then definitely add some avocados. And also it doesn't really matter what type of tomatoes that you use. You can use the ones that are just salad tomatoes, vine tomatoes, or even cherry tomatoes, as long as they're fresh and you chop them up into small bite-sized pieces, you're absolutely fine, whatever tomato that you use. Now I'm just going to chop my spring onion. So I have washed and peeled off a layer of it, and I'm just going to chop them really finely into really small thin circles. So next I'm going to peel and chop my shallots. So the actual recipe has red onions instead of shallots, but for those who don't particularly like red onions or think it's quite strong, here's a different alternative. You can always use shallots. So shallots are actually a lot softer, a lot sweeter, well in my opinion, especially when you're using it in salads. So I'm just going to dice it and I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to use the whole shallots because it is quite strong in terms of the fact that it is really raw onions. So I'm just going to use half of it for this recipe. Next, I'm going to cut a little piece of the lemon. You're not going to use all of the lemon. It's just to sort of drizzle it at the end. Now I'm going to grab some fresh parsley. I'm going to give it a quick wash and then I'm going to finally chop it, and that would be the last bit of chopping to do for this recipe. We'll also be adding in some mixed herbs, but just at the end as well. So let us start to put things together. So this is the really fun part. All you need to do is mix them up together. So add in your cucumber, add in your tomatoes, your shallots, spring onions, and chopped parsley. You want to make sure that when you're adding in the shallots, you want to be sort of separating each piece, just so that, you know, when you eat in, you're not taking like a huge bite of onion in your mouth. That can be quite strong, so you want to make sure that you are separating them once you're adding them to mix them up. So it's time to garnish our salad. So I'm going to be adding some black pepper. I'm just going to freshly ground that. So that is literally maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And then I'm going to be adding in some chili flakes. So you can definitely add in like 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of chili flakes. You can also add in grounded pepper as well, but just be very careful because you don't want it to be too spicy, especially if you're pairing it up with something that's spicy as well. And then I'm just going to grab the lemon piece that we cut and just sprinkle the lemon juice directly into the bowl. And last but not least, I'm just going to sprinkle the chopped parsley on top of the salad. And lastly, you just need to grab a tablespoon and gently mix everything up together so that you get everything mixed with the lemon juice, the peppers, and even the parsley as well. And here you go, everyone. You have made yourself a scrumptious onion and tomato salad that you can serve with whatever your heart desires. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. Definitely hit subscribe as well if you'd want to see more content from us. And of course, make sure you stay safe. Please eat well, and I will see you in a bit.